This game and the stream broadcast rights to this game are the sole and exclusive property of the WPIAL. Any broadcast of this game is intended exclusively for the benefit of the North Catholic Sports Network audience. Any use, rebroadcast, or distribution of this broadcast without the express written consent of the WPIAL is prohibited.
Trib Live High School Sports Network is the official video and audio streaming partner of the WPIAL. We broadcast over 2,000 sporting events each year and cover 17 sports in over 170 schools. At HSSN, you'll find the latest in high school sports news, live and archive broadcasts, scores, standings, and much more. Trib Live High School Sports Network, your high school sports leader. All season, every season.
And we are broadcasting to you live from Lieutenant J.C. Stone Field in North Park for this non-conference yet historic matchup between the defending WPIAL state champion of 4A Aliquippa Quips and your North Catholic Trojans. Aliquippa, a town of roughly 9,000 with 940 students in kindergarten through 12th grade, has been a breeding ground for football greats like Mike Ditka and Darrell Rivas, among other tremendous WPIAL talents like Ty Law, Sean Gilbert, Jonathan Baldwin, and Paul Puzlesny. As Coach O'Shea said last week, it's an opportunity to play one of the greatest high school football programs in the country, and it happens tonight as the 2-0 Trojans face off against the 1-0 Quips right here on the North Catholic Sports Network. As we say hello and good evening, we welcome you inside J.C. Stone Field. My name is Alex Brown alongside Ryan Berry and Sean Malone. Aliquippa last year won their 18th WPIAL title, which no other team has more than 14 of, and their 4th state championship in school history, and their 2nd under their 4-year head coach Mike Warfield, who himself was a former player at Aliquippa in the 80s. As I bring in my partner in the booth tonight, Ryan Berry, I quote the McDevitt coach, who they beat last year in the state championship. They might be a single-A team in numbers, but they're not a single-A team in Ryan. How does North Catholic meet the moment tonight?
Well, North Catholic, they have to be pumped for this one. They have to be not afraid of Aliquippa. Aliquippa obviously is an amazing team. The defending 4A champions. They have so many Division I players, so many Division I prospects on this team. North Catholic can't be afraid. They have to come out firing. And the key to win in this one for North Catholic is being able to control the ball, take time off the clock, which might be tough because Aliquippa plays a no-rush zone, which is very difficult to get the run on.
Absolutely. And some of the players that you might be looking for tonight on the North Catholic side of the ball to really show out is Samir Ware, our first one, number 25.
Yeah, he's part of North Catholic's powerful and talented running back room. He has a great ability to be able to use his burst of speed to get through gaps. As I said, he's very, very fast, and he can create a play from nothing, much like most of the running backs on this team, and they're going to have to rely on him and the rest of the running backs tonight. So far this year, he has had 18 carries for 91 yards and 2 touchdowns, averaging 5 yards per carry.
And he had a touchdown last week, the first one of the game for North Catholic, and that was a big one in the deciding of the first quarters. It went from there. Next, number 83, Brady O'Hara. Brady O'Hara, he's a big man, Ryan. Big man. 6'6", maybe closer to 6'7", 230. He had 4 tackles last week, a sack and a fumble recovery. This guy is a beast on the defensive line.
Yes, he is, Alex. He has the ability to get to the quarterback really quickly. And he first turnovers, of course, he had a fumble recovery last week. I think he had a forced fumble in week 0 against Sarah Catholic. He's going to have a big night tonight, and watch out for him to have another big night as he is just a beast as a sophomore. He has a lot of talent, and he is going to have a big game, I think, tonight if North Catholic can pull this one out.
And when you play teams like Aliquippa, you need athletes. Brady O'Hara, Samir Ware are many of those. And another one is this guy right here, number 13, Jack Fennell. Jack Fennell is a tremendous athlete. Track star here at North Catholic, gone to states for track. He can fly. He had a 45-yard touchdown run last week during the second play from scrimmage of the second half. Really changed the momentum of that game.
Yes, he is, Alex. He's 6th in Class 4A in rush yards with 173 on 19 carries. And for a good number of scores, he's averaging over 9 yards per carry, which is really incredible. And he has that breakaway speed. He can turn nothing into something. And look for Jack Fennell to have another big game tonight as North Catholic will rely on the run.
Last time these two teams played it's been a long time, Ryan. It's been since 1989, and the Aliquippa beat the Trojans 49-0 in that contest. And later that year, the Aliquippa won its third straight WPIAL championship, and overall, Aliquippa has a 14-4 advantage in the series, including a win in their only playoff matchup in 1987, which was 24-14. And the last time the Trojans beat Aliquippa was back in 1965, in which they won 19-0.
Now, Alex, Aliquippa, they rely on their running game as well. Both these teams are more run-oriented. Tiqua Hayes, class of 2025, sophomore for Aliquippa, has offers from Syracuse, Michigan, West Virginia, Penn State, and last week he had 36 carries, 201 yards, and 4 touchdowns, Alex. So he is who they're going to go to all night. They're going to swing the baseball bat with him all night, pound him every down, and North Catholic's run defense has got to step up and make Aliquippa throw it. Quarterback Quinton Good had 75 yards last week. He also can run the ball. He had 42 rush yards last week as well.
And number 23, Tequan Hayes, that's their main threat on the Aliquippa offense. He had a remarkable year in his freshman year, and he comes into this season looking for more. As you talked about the offers, he's looking for not only another big night, but a big season.
And Aliquippa won the toss and elected to receive, so they want to get the ball early. They want to make a statement with the score here early. North Catholic, it's going to be big to get a stop here on this first drive. Let's see if the Trojans are up to the test.
Caden Sarver, the kickoff. It's not a great one. It's caught at the 30, brought out along the sideline by Aliquippa. Aliquippa across the field and out of bounds at the 49 of North Catholic. And so that's not a great start as Aliquippa is positive field position.
That almost looked like it was the intent, because he looked like he was aimed that way as more of a pop-up. Unless he mishit it, that could have been the plan. Maybe try to get a turnover, but Aliquippa, you don't want to spot them good field position, and they are already on North Catholic 49-yard line. Last week, Aliquippa won 28-14 against Armstrong, but that one came down to the wire, and with about halfway through the fourth quarter, it was still tied. But Aliquippa, it was their first week, so let's see what the Quips show this week as Quinn and Good.
Hand off to Hayes. Hayes up the middle, down at about the 46.
About a 4-yard gain.
Hayes last week, Ryan, he had 4 touchdowns. 2 of them were from 1 yard away from the end zone. 1 was from 3 and 1 was from 21. But he was their sole source of offense, and a Trojan is down early here on the first play of the game.
Never good to see the first play of the game.
But Aliquippa, what a matchup this is. 4A game of the week.
And that's number 24, Jacob Valentine, the senior, who had 2 interceptions the first week against Sarah Catholic. Hopefully it's just a cramp. I don't know if it would be a cramp this early. Alex, I know the run defense is key, and being able to run the ball for North Catholic is key. But are there any other things they're going to look for in this game, like maybe the special teams battle?
Special teams is going to be so pivotal in this game. As we've seen in the past couple of games for North Catholic, against Sarah Catholic in week 1 and Shady Side Academy here and their second game of the year last week, the punting game was crucial to scores. Seamus Straub in the first game had a punt that pinned Sarah Catholic inside their own 5. They ended up being able to force an interception on that play and got a touchdown off of that. Last week, Seamus Straub had a punt that came backwards at about the 2-yard line and rolled to about the 5. Shady Side started that drive, had to do a 4-and-out, and on that punt, Gavin Camity blocked it, got a touchdown.
Yep, there's been some big special teams plays, and of course you can't out the returners. Jack Fennell, he can break out any punt return for a touchdown. He had a number of them last year, and he has that breakaway speed. If he gets a gap, he shoots through, and he can score in some big plays.
Good to the outside, finds Hayes. Hayes along the sideline. Nice tackle
well,
as he's wrapped up by Fennell.
I think we figured out who Aliquippa's going to go to for the majority of this game. Is the first 2 plays on offense have gone to Hayes.
And Tequan Hayes, he's only, as we said earlier, he's only a sophomore.
Was that pass to 21?
No, 23.
23, all right.
Yep. 3rd and 6 for the Quips. Handoff to Hayes. Hayes breaks through. He's still going. Tequan Hayes down at the 20. And that was a nice gain there for Hayes.
Aliquippa now in the red zone. Less than a minute into this one.
About a 26-yard run. Ran this time. Aliquippa down to the 9. That was number 11, Cameron Lindsay. And all of a sudden, Aliquippa's inside the 10.
Aliquippa's offensive line has been creating all kind of gaps on each run so far in this one. And the running backs are taking advantage. They're physical. They can get through the gaps fast, and they can carry guys with them, get a lot of yards after contact.
That's handed off again to Lindsay. That time he stood up for no gain.
There it is. Good response there for the Trojans. That's Brady O'Hare, one of our player spotlights. A good tackle there for no gain.
And during the plays, if you look towards the left side of the line for Aliquippa, you can't miss this guy. Naquan Crowder, who's a tackle for Aliquippa and the nose guard on defense. He's 6'3", 325.
And
That's
that was
a big
a
man.
tackle for loss there for Brady O'Hara, as there was a 1-yard loss. So a TFL already for the big number 83.
Tiqua, they're going to fake it to him. Good throw, and it's incomplete. Great pressure there by the Trojans. That was Gavin Camedy on the pressure.
Great pressure there. He was a blitz, play action blitz, and he didn't get fooled by the play action. He went right to the quarterback, hit him as he thrown, and a drop short of the receiver, incomplete. Now a big opportunity for North Catholic to hold the Quips to a field goal here. 3rd and 10. 3rd and goal from the 10. Let's see if the Trojans are up to the challenge here early.
Hayes right beside Good. Three wide to the left, one on the far side as well. Drop back. Fires it. It's caught, but he's down at the 8-yard line.
Good tackle there. Not quite sure that play call there. Going right to the sideline, especially double coverage there on the receiver.
I think it was might have been number 15 on that play, Arizon Walker.
Yep, that's what it looked like. First I thought number 5, but then I saw the one after. And they are kicking, Alex. They're going for it. 4th and goal from, it looks like the 9.
About the 9-yard line. Here we go. Big opportunity here for the Trojans defense. Good. Drops back. He has a guy coming out. He's sacked! What a sack! Seamus Straub! What a start for the Trojans!
And that was a blitz for the Trojans, but it was also due to the defensive backs locking down there. No one was open. He had nowhere to go with that football. He should have at least tried to get rid of it because it was 4th down, and interception doesn't really harm you, especially when you're going to the end zone. But he didn't get rid of it. Seamus Straub slammed into the ground. What a response for the Trojans defense. It was 1st and goal from the 9, and now 4 plays, and they're back to the 19, and it is Trojans ball. Let's see what the Trojan offense can start off with.
What a play by Seamus Straub. He wrapped him up.
And that's a big confidence booster as well. Especially getting a stop early, especially a turnover on downs.
Absolutely. And now you're looking, that was about a 10-yard loss of the plays. The Trojans find themselves to the 1st and 10 on the 19. Jason Sickett back.
4 wide for the Trojans. Samir Ware's in the backfield.
Sickett, not a lot of time, throws it incomplete.
And he's hit on the play. Pass a little bit low of the receiver into the feet. He was hit as he thrown as well.
Sickett's not going to have a lot of time tonight in the pocket.
He's not. He's going to have to make quick decisions. Surprised them with the pass there early. Jason Sickett this year has
not had to throw a lot. He's not had to throw
a lot. I believe only 6 completions on about 15 attempts.
Yep, exactly.
1 touchdown, 1 interception. The 1 interception was a fluky interception and was tipped out of the receiver's hands. 131 yards, so they don't rely on him as much, but he does a good job managing the game, and he's managed the game well these past 2 weeks, and he can make the throws when he needs to.
Sickett hands off to Samir Ware. Ware runs for about a yard. He's about to the 20. It'll be 3rd and 9. Here we go, Trojans. Sickett gets his play from the sideline, comes back.
So you go to the pass for the second time here, Alex. You try to get something with an outside run, maybe with Fennel or Ware.
I think they pass it.
Ware's in the backfield.
It's a heavier set. Got 2 tight ends in the game. And a fall, and that's, who's that going to be on? It was on the far side of the line, and I think it might be against Aliquippa. No, it's going to be against
the Trojans. We'll back them up. It will be 3rd and 14 now.
Brady O'Hara was on that far side of the line. Now this is a big test for the Trojans offense.
That looks
early.
like he moved pretty early too. The ball wasn't even snapped.
Yeah, not for a while there too. It would have been a little bit longer, just a quick cadence maybe. Jack White's the wide receiver here on the near side for North. They got 3 up top. Sickett gets it, fakes the handoff, finds White through his hands and out.
That's a good play call there. I like that. Pass is a little high, but still probably should have been caught by Jack White. But he might have had some open field if he could get a little burst there, if that is completed. It was Aliquippa defender running towards him, but I think if he made a good first move there, he could have gotten some room and maybe got the first down.
He definitely had some room. If that was to be caught. 8:17 here to go in the first quarter. Straub's punt. Bounces at the 40, takes an Aliquippa bounce, and is down at the 34-yard line.
Well, you talked about special teams, Alex. Aliquippa's gotten some good field position on both special team.
They have.
Both on the kickoff, got it at the 49, and now the punt for North Catholic have it at the 34 after that took a bad bounce for the Trojans.
Four run plays and 4 pass plays for Aliquippa on the first drive.
And that's a little surprising, Alex, because they are more run heavy. Like last week, 37 carries for Tequa Hayes.
Hayes is their workhorse. Let's see what they go to here on first down. From the 34. They drop back.
North Catholic blitzes.
North Catholic. Harrow is on him. He throws it out of bounds, incomplete. And he was out of the pocket. That will not be an intentional grounding.
Good play there by Quentin Good to get that ball away, or else that would have been a big loss.
It would have been.
Actually, it would have been like 18 yards if he was brought down there. Smart play there, knowing where he was and knowing it would have been a flag.
And this pressure from the Trojans defense early is exciting. It's exciting to me.
It is. Not afraid to rush 4 or 5.
Not at all. Here's a run, and that just gets 2 yards. Great tackle. Might have been Brady O'Hara.
Brady O'Hara, we mentioned him as a player spotlight, player to watch in this one. He's made 2 big tackles early.
Third and 9 from the 33. The drop back by Goat. The throw, that's way incomplete. 4th and 9.
And that was pressure again, but a really good block there by, I believe, number 23, Tequa Hayes, the running back. Yeah, I think it was Seamus who he was going against, and he held off Seamus' job there, so Seamus could not get the sack. That's a really good block there to limit a sack on 3rd down there for the Quips. And now they'll punt again. North Catholic defense coming up strong here with a 3 and out. After the big turnover on downs on the first possession. Now it's the offense's turn to do something. Let's see maybe a big special teams play like you said, Al.
Let's see, here's a punt. That's going to get down off of a North Catholic Trojan. Is that going to be a touchdown? No, it's a touchback.
Wow, that
might be a lucky break.
It hit him in the foot.
It hit him.
And Fennel did not see it hit him, and he was happy when it went into the end zone. That would be a touchback. He actually didn't even go for the ball. I think that might have helped the Trojans out there because the refs saw Fennell's reaction. He obviously had a pretty good view, and maybe they looked at him and said, if he doesn't think it hit his foot, it probably didn't hit his foot. But
So you're saying a good sell job by Jack.
I think he actually thought it didn't hit his. But it looked from up here like it definitely hit off his foot.
And the Trojans might have caught a big break there.
But the Clips, they read the scouting report. They know that you can't give it to Jack Fennell here on the punt, as they punt a little bit shorter, trying to get to roll to the end.
That's Chase Arrington on the outside, brought down for no gain.
Just no room to run there. 4 guys on him as soon as he got to the outside. Just good closing speed there by the defense. Number 5, I believe, for Aliquippa brought him down, along with an array of other players.
Nico Eberhardt there on the tackle. He's a senior, 6'2", 285. That's a big D line they got right there. They have 2 guys on Aliquippa that are over 300 pounds.
6'2" senior Nico Eberhardt, as you said, had that tackle there. He's a big boy as well, number 70.
The 52.
Naquan Crowder,
yeah,
6'3", 325.
Arrington to the outside, brought down for a loss of about 5. There is a flag.
And those were the type of runs that were successful against Shady Side and Sarah Catholic, getting to the outside. Those outside runs with that speed that the running backs have. Shady Side didn't have as good as closing speed as Aliquippa is going to have. They're fast defensively. So not a good sign if two outside runs have been called, and they've been gobbled up both times. That one is for a big loss. But there is holding on North Catholic.
Yep. And they're going to decline the penalty.
Good call there.
So it'll be 3rd and about 15 for the North Catholic offense. 4th drive of the game already, and we're not even 6 minutes in.
And you knew that North Catholic, if they were to win this, it would have to be a sloppy one. And so far, it's sloppy on both sides.
The referee is whistling the play dead. They have not got, the clock has not started. Now there it is. And now they're ready to go. Sickett drops back. Not a lot of time, throws it deep. Intercepted! And down at the 47.
The flag is down.
It was...
But that was almost like a punt.
Kinda. It was Donovan Walker.
Because North Catholic was had the ball in the same spot I believe they punted from on the first drive. And Aliquippa got it at the 34. And if this is an interception, Aliquippa will have it around the 45. So their own 45 or around the 50. So it could give them worse field position than they would have if it would have been a punt. But we'll see what the call is here.
Sideline warning.
The play stands, and Aliquippa does have the ball at the 47-yard line, at their own 47-yard line. Pass was just a little bit too far for Jack Fennell there.
And then when you tack on the penalty, it will be...
it was just a warning, so no yards on that one.
On the 42. Well, they just count 5-yard penalty there on that play. Hayes runs it to the far side. Hayes has some room. Hayes.
There's a flag.
30, 20, 10, 5 touchdown pending the flag.
There are 2 flags on the play. One on our side and one on the far side.
58-yard run. It's a hold on Aliquippa's the first one.
I believe they're both holding calls. Both of them are.
Okay.
They both saw the same
play.
Yeah.
Yep.
Both refs saw the same thing.
And the North Catholic student section letting them know you can't do that. No, you can't.
Good break there for the Trojans. There was a very big gap, but it might have been creating because of the holding. I didn't see the hold, but that definitely didn't mean it didn't happen, especially if 2 referees or 2 officials both threw flags on that one.
And it's a face mask on North Catholic. That was the second flag.
Wow.
And so it just offsets, and now you still get.
Wonder which one was the face mask.
It had to be here on the near sideline. And
the play was on the far side. I don't know.
It was. That's probably where the hold was.
Maybe one of the defensive backs, maybe Arrington. I'm just maybe guessing.
Could have been.
Maybe
right here on the near side.
I don't know what else it could have been, especially because the play was on the opposite side.
So everything resets. Lindsay takes it. Lindsay gets around him, and another flag on the play. He gets about 6.
Not sure what this one is. Seamus Straub, I know, was chasing him. Was unable to bring him down
on the first try.
And Rinker did bring him down, I think. Is what they said.
And that's emblematic of the North Catholic defensive rush. Quarterback Quentin Goad is 2 of 5 for 8 yards, and he was sacked for 10. So he's been sacked for more yards than he's thrown.
Both defenses are generating a lot of pressure. North Catholic, I think, is at negative yardage, and Aliquippa doesn't have very much. North Catholic is at negative 10 yards on offense.
1st and 22. Here for Aliquippa. Go drops back.
He had time to throw.
Fires. It's caught. Donovan Walker. Down at the 40.
Winning good. He had time. The offensive line gave him plenty of time. He had at least 5 seconds there. He found his target, and he put that ball right on the money because that was good coverage there by Fennell, too.
It was.
His hand in his face, and he somehow still brought it down. A really, really good catch there.
30-yard play.
Perfect throw.
For the Quips. As you said, right on the money.
Great job pulling that in as well. The hand in his face.
Hayes gets a yard.
A hit first by Danny Franco, but I think brought down by Seamus Straub.
Seamus Straub, one of the leaders on this defense and the North Catholic team. One of the captains. He's a big man to be playing linebacker.
He is.
But he's good at it. Hand off to Hayes.
Blitz.
Oh, what a rush there!
Yeah, North Catholic with a run blitz there. Got to him as soon as he hit the ball for a loss of 1. Seamus Straub with the tackle for a loss there. Along with number 70, Julian King.
Julian King, what a rush along the outside.
The Trojan run defense has been up to the challenge so far tonight, other than the first couple plays for the Quips.
Just around that outside of the line, number 56, Jason McBride Jr.
And it's 3rd down.
McBride is the right tackle. Go, drops back, is a guy on him. He's sacked, wrapped up by Caden Sarver. The transfer from Hopewell.
That's a big time play. He was trying to find someone to throw to, but Caden Sarver was too quick and brought him down for the Trojans' 2nd sack of the night.
What
a loss of 10
play.
on the play.
What a play.
And let's see if Jack Fennell gets an opportunity to return this punt. The first one, they kicked it short and let it roll to prevent Fennell from returning it. Let's see what happens here.
Flag in the play.
Offsides on Aliquippa. They must have lined up offsides.
It must be the wide receiver on the far side. That's Arizon Walker.
Sloppiness for the Aliquippa offense. Some penalties. Holding, 2 holdings, and now a offsides.
There's the punt.
Well, they kicked it short again. Maybe we'll get off the bounce.
Fennell. Oh, he muffed it. Does he have it?
It wasn't necessarily. I guess you could call it
he kind of muffed it and hit it in his chest.
That looked dangerous.
It
I'll
hit
just
his
say
chest,
that.
but he tried to do a little sneak play there as the Aliquippa defenders thought he was going to let it bounce by them, and he thought he could maybe catch it without them, I guess, realizing in time he could maybe jet upfield. But I'm sure Coach O'Shea and Coach Googly, the special team coach, might not be happy with that decision.
I don't think so.
It's weird. Like, I guess it is him off, but it's more like he just because it wasn't like in the air; it was off the bounce.
It was off the bounce. But it's okay because he got it. Ball at the 19 for the Trojans. Second time they've started from this same very position.
Samir Ware's in the backfield. Jack Fennell, surprisingly, I don't think he's been in the backfield yet. Chase Arrington in the second drive. Shamir Ware had the first.
And that's run by Ware for a yard. About a yard. We'll give him that.
But you know that Aliquippa is going to be keeping their eye on Jack Fennell, and I think North Catholic's strategy maybe line him up on the outside to maybe get a double team and create more room inside for the run. As Samir Ware and Chase Arrington are both very capable running backs as well. Both who have great speed and create things as well.
From the 20, Trojans second and 9. 1:50 to go in the first quarter. Third drive for the Trojans.
Trojans going 5 wide here. Might have to get the ball off quick as Aliquippa looks like they might be bringing a blitz.
You think they're going to throw it? Second. He has a guy on and throws it. It is caught for about another yard.
That's a great throw. I said he would have to get it off quick, and he did, as Aliquippa did bring the blitz, but that was a great sidearm throw there by stick it down to Fennell. It was, for a short gain, just about 4 yards, it looks like, 4 or 3 yards. But
well, they gave him a couple. They did. They did give him a couple. It'll be about a 3rd and 7.
Brings up 3rd and 7 after the 2-yard gain for the Trojans.
This would be North Catholic's 3rd carry on the road for next target.
And that's thrown incomplete. Samir Ware a little bit behind him.
And I don't believe if he caught that, it would have been a first down, but it definitely would have given him a lot better of a chance.
And now the Trojans are going to have to punt it. As you said, Ryan, this will be the 3rd time. And hopefully this will give them some decent field position.
Schwab back to the punt. Banks and Walker back deep for the Clips.
49 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Banks and Walker back for the Quips. Seamus Straub takes his time. And
that's a really good
That's
punt.
a good punt. Caught it by the 49. Running here to the near side. Banks down at the 37. Brandon Banks on the return. Tackled by Brady O'Hara.
And that was created by a great block there. By number, I thought it was 65, but I don't see 65 here on the roster. But whoever it was a great block that kind of pushed it, Brady O'Hara out of the way. He could have had him down around the 45 of Aliquippa. But Brady O'Hara, good hustle, gets back for the tackle. But another good field position starting point for Aliquippa.
North Catholic sideline has been warned. It's an emotional game, and it's a big game for both teams. Sideline's getting excited.
This is North Catholic's first 4A game. It's a non-conference
It is.
game in 4A,
Yeah.
though. First game against a 4A opponent, I should
Yes,
say.
yes.
Obviously, it has been 2 games to North Catholic, both wins against Sarah Catholic and Shady Side.
And next week will be their first in-conference game against Highlands. And then the following week for homecoming, Kiski will be coming. And that will be right here on the North Catholic Sports Network for homecoming. And after the first quarter, 0-0 as Aliquippa will start with a 2nd and 9 from the 35-yard line. But before we get started with the second quarter coverage, Ryan, how we talk about the North Catholic Athletics podcast episode that we just released?
Yeah, with our second episode of the year, we went to the Bill Ryan Memorial Open up at Treesdale Country Club. Had 2 really good interviews there with Ty Ryan and Ken Balke.
Yes. Ken Balke, class of 68. Ty Ryan, who is Bill Ryan's son, class of 95. He played for the North Catholic Trojans. He's a running back. Played right here at J.C. Stone. And he went to Akron as a running back as well.
for college football. So
Yep, and I see him in the stands here tonight.
He's
wearing,
right- yes.
wearing his jersey. And Ken Balke has played in every Trojan Open, all 38 of them, Alex. So make sure to get a listen to that as we also cover the spring sports that are going on as well, or the fall sports that are going on as well.
yes, Mr. Ryan was number 28, it appears, as I look down at his jersey. And we'll be releasing another episode this week recapping all North Catholic athletics from the previous week. As volleyball start up, we'll be doing a volleyball broadcast on this Tuesday upcoming, the 13th, on the North Catholic Sports Network. That will start at 7 o'clock. And here we go. 2nd and 9 for Aliquippa at the 34.
Caden Sarver's blitzing.
That's thrown deep and caught. Touchdown. Donovan Walker.
Wow, what a throw there by Quinton Good. As he was hit, as he thrown by the blitzing Caden Sarver, but he delivered that one on the money as a strike in the end zone for the first touchdown of the game. 6 seconds into the second quarter. The first play of the second quarter. Aliquippa's up 6-0 pending the extra point here to make it 7-0.
Quentin Goad, as you said, he's made some good throws, and he's been under pressure a lot, so he's been pretty good.
We thought Aliquippa would be more of a run-focused offense, but so far they've been passing it
Absolutely.
a good bit, and maybe that was more of a vanilla offense week 1 against Armstrong.
And that kick is good.
Maybe they just went with what was working in that game as well, as Trojans have been stopping the run, so they've been forced to pass, which is what the game plan is for the Trojans, to stop the run, but they also now have to stop the pass.
It was long custom for Aliquippa to go for 2 more often than they kicked for 1, but you see a 1 there. 7-0 Aliquippa, as on the first play of the second quarter, they get a touchdown. 34-yard pass to Donovan Walker.
Trojans offense has got to get something doing. 3 possessions and 3 punts. I believe they're all 3 and outs as well.
And they got to get some confidence here. They have to get some confidence with this offense, as it's not unusual for North Catholic's offense to start out flat, as we've seen over the last couple of years, but they need to get something started now to at least get a first down on this drive. Now let's see what you can start off here with on a kickoff.
Yep.
But the defense has kept them in this game, while the
Yeah,
offense
they've spotted
hasn't woken
Aliquippa
up
some
yet.
good field position. Defense came up big. Aliquippa had first and goal from the 9, and Trojans forced a turnover on downs. So that was a big play there by the Trojans defense. After a sack by Seamus Straub there, that brought him back to the 19, gave North Catholic the ball.
And there's the kickoff. It's going to bounce about the 20. Is it going to head out of bounds? He picks it up.
That's a smart play there by Fennel. It could have taken a bounce back, and it could have stayed in bounds, and Aliquippa could have gone in that, and it would have been Aliquippa ball if they get that one on a kickoff. If the ball stays in bounds, it's whoever gets there first. Unlike a punt, whether you can down it, and a kickoff, it counts as a fumble. And if
You're right.
the receiving
That's a smart
team
play. I see it. Yeah, you're right. North Catholic starts from the 19-yard line. That's the 3rd time they've started from the 19-yard line in this ball game. Looking for things to go differently than they did the first 2 times they started from that distance. Samir Ware in the backfield. Sickett readies, takes the snap, fake handoff. He's going to run with it a bit. Gets about maybe a loss of a yard, actually.
Yep.
Crowder took him down on the play.
Brings up 2nd and 10 from the 19. No gain on play.
I can't stress how important it is for that North Catholic to get some confidence on offense.
This will be the 4th straight 3-and-out if they do not convert. It is second and 10, so go 2 more downs. I'd like to see them hand it off to Fennel. Fennel, I don't think, has gotten to carry yet.
I don't know what, that's a little strange, isn't it?
Samir Ware is in the backfield again. Fennel, they're using him as a receiver in this one. Now in motion.
Hand off to Ware. Ware is a hole. Oh, and it's closed immediately. Cameron Lindsay.
Wow, looks like he might be able to get to the outside there. There's a good block there by Fennel on the outside, who was in motion. But then Aliquippa, their closing speed on defense is extremely fast, and it was no gain. And when it looked like it could have gone for about a 5-yard gain, maybe more.
Gain of about a yard on the play for Ware. It's 3rd and 10.
And Sickett, he's got to get tired. I mean, running to the sideline after every play to get the play call.
It's definitely a little bit more of a professional style, as we saw that last year with Kenny Pickett at Pitt.
Yeah,
at least locally.
It's rare. You don't see that very much
don't.
at all. Pitt's obviously moved away from that this year with Signetti coming in and Whipple going to Nebraska. But it is interesting the way that Coach Baylog does it.
Sickett fakes the handoff. Oh, and he has a guy right on him. He's sacked.
Did everything he could there. I mean, as soon as he turned to play action, there was a man on him. He tried to spin away, but it was just to no avail. And Aliquippa, a big sack, drops him down to the 6-yard line. The Aliquippa defense, they are very good, Alex.
J.A.C. Williams.
Now looking at good field position again for the Quips. This punt coverage has to be good. Cannot let him bring it down.
This worries me a bit.
It's a low snap.
Straub gets it off. It's not bad. It's going to take a great bounce.
Wow.
Oh, and a kick. Go to the 40. Get there. Down to the 41. What a punt.
That is his best punt of the year, Alex. He played that perfectly away from the Aliquippa punt returners who were lined up at the 40 and just let that baby roll all the way down to about the 40-yard line of Aliquippa.
That's over
a
50
big
yard
momentum
punt.
swing. You said special teams could be a difference in this one. Hasn't been great for North Catholic so far, but that's a big punt there by Seamus Straub. You do not want to go down 2 scores early here against Aliquippa.
Not at all.
You don't want to go down 2 scores against any team, but definitely not this
Aliquippa.
team, the defending 4A champions. It was actually a 1A school, as you said in the intro, Alex, but they've had talent for what seems like forever, and they got talent on this team too.
Oh, and a great tackle. Brady O'Hara wraps up
Second
Hayes.
tackle for loss of Brady O'Hara. That one's a loss of 5.
Loss of 3 on a play brings up 2nd and 13 from the 38-yard line.
Looked like a little bit more of a loss to me on that
Yeah.
play, but that's okay. 2nd and 13. And they've really eliminated any running production so far from Aliquippa, but it's early. It's early, but the passing game has been their best option so far for Aliquippa. And now they have 4 wide, 2 on each side. Hayes is still back with Goat. And a flag. False start on Aliquippa.
Aliquippa does have 9 carries for 31 yards so far in this one. Stats brought tonight by great Sean Malone, sitting up here with us in the booth.
The great Sean Malone. That's what he makes us call us. That's what he makes us call him when we see him. Not really. Here we go. Go drops back. The throw, that's deep. He has Walker. Oh, what a defensive play!
Jack Fennel.
What a
that
play!
could have gone for a touchdown. That was an aggressive, smart play by Fennel to dive and knock that one away, because if that one goes by him while he's diving, that's a touchdown for Aliquippa, but it did it, and he reached out there, tipped that one away. Incredible speed there as well, because he closed the gap. And he dove and deflected that one away. That's a big play, as it's 3rd and 18 for Aliquippa. Trojan defense with a chance to come up and make a big stop.
Jack Fennel runs a 4.40. He showed it there. Incredible athleticism. 3rd and 18. Go, drops back. And, Oh, he's not down yet. There's the throw. It is
It's caught. Oh, they called it incomplete.
Incomplete.
It looked like he got his hands into that one, but he did not. And it looked like it was going to be a sack there.
It did.
For the Trojans, but it wasn't. But again, it'll force a punt. It's 4th and 18 upcoming.
It wouldn't have been a first down anyway, but it would have been about a 10-yard gain to Horizon Walker. But instead, 4th and 18, and the Trojans defense forces another big stop. That's their 4th stop defensively. Oh, bad, and he's down. Oh, North Catholic gets the ball at the 23.
Special teams, big plays by both teams so far in this one. But that's the biggest one of them all is the Trojans now will have field position at the 23. The offense needed something. The offense needed that good field position. They've been stuck at their own 20-yard line for the majority of this game. Starting off, they've been able to get a first down. But now starting at the 22, this is the chance to tie it up or at least get some point on the board. That is a big-time play. Was it a low snap or was it just muffed?
I think it was just a low snap, and he just couldn't get a handle on it. Huge mistake by the Quips. And special teams. That's the name of the game in the field position battle. Aliquippa's won that field position battle so far, but this is going to go a long way, hopefully, towards helping North Catholic, not only in that battle, but on the scoreboard. Sickett, fake handoff. He has a guy on him. Couple, sacked, back at the 35, loss of 13.
I don't know, he's trying to get away from a sack there, but I'd like to see him either try to throw that away or just take the sack a lot closer up because he lost about 10 yards by running backwards there. He almost got away from it, but it's to no avail. As Trojans are now backed up to the 34-yard line. Chase Arrington was in the backfield there. So Samir Ware and Chase Arrington have been rotating.
They'll call it a 2nd and 20. It's a long 20. It's about 21 from my eyesight up here.
Hey, you still got good field position, and this is 4-down territory because you're not going to punt it from Aliquippa's 34. So try to get some yards. You don't need to get it all back in one play.
And there's a flag, and this could probably be on North.
Offside on Aliquippa.
Aliquippa.
That's one way to get some of the yards back. Yeah, I don't understand this, and I'd like to figure out why sometimes they let it go as a free play. The offsides, and sometimes they blow it dead like that. Maybe if it does give the defender an advantage there to get a sack or
if there's a danger to the quarterback. Yeah.
Wasn't sure if there was one there though.
And now 2nd and 15 from the 29. Arrington in the backfield. Fakes the handoff. Sickett, his guy's on him. He's sacked.
His Aliquippa pass rush is deadly.
Yep. Nico Eberhardt with the sack. And we're back to a 3rd and 20. This offense has got to get some positive yards.
And I know the running game hasn't worked, but the running game is Trojan's bread and butter. They drop back to pass on both plays here. I would like to see him hand it off there on that first play. Of course, you're maybe trying to catch Aliquippa off guard, and the running game hasn't worked, but stick with your bread and butter might be the play. Right now, it looks like Trojan will be forced to pass. This is 3rd and 20. Remember, this is probably 4-down territory if you get to around the 20, so you don't need to get everything in one play.
Timeout, North Catholic.
I like that timeout. This is a big spot in the game. Get a good play call in here.
Make sure you have the right play, exactly. 5:25 here to go in the first half. Aliquippa leads 7-0 off the 34-yard touchdown pass to Donovan Walker. It's just 6 seconds into this half. This quarter, I should say. here in the second quarter.
And Crest Restoration. North Catholic, thanks you for your support of Trojan Athletics.
Up on the hillside in the back, you can see a gentleman sitting up in a chair. He's in a nice seat, not having to pay the price of admission. He's got some deer over to his left.
North Catholic is negative 36 total yards.
Native 36 total yards.
I read that first as 36 here, and I was like, there's no way they have 36 yards. I saw the negative, like, oh, man.
Here we go, 3rd and 20. Sickett drops back. He's sacked again.
Alex, is that the 4th or 3rd sack of the game?
It's at least 4. That's Crowder.
Brings up 4th and 26.
I see he was hit immediately. This pass rush is getting through gaps like crazy.
Straub on the kick. Number 9, Max.
That's frustrating, especially considering the field position.
Started at the 24 of Aliquippa.
And now there's the pump by Straub. It's muffed. He picks it back up, and now he has some room coming here to the near sideline. Run up the sideline. This is Banks. Banks out of bounds at the 44.
Down about the 44, it looks like.
Yep. Nice return.
Now defense is forced to step up again. Another 3 and out there for the Trojans. Have not gotten the first down in this one.
This game's moving rather fast. There are lots of drives for each team so far. I think this might be the start of the 6th drive for Aliquippa. It is, and there's about a 1, maybe a 2-yard gain for Tiqua Hayes.
The one big positive so far for the Trojans is that their run defense has been very, very good, which is what it needs to be if the Trojans can keep this one close until the offense finally gets into rhythm, finally gets to move in, as they have not gotten the first down yet.
Second and 8 from the 48 of Aliquippa's side of the field. Hand off to Hayes. Hayes gets maybe a yard. There is a flag on the play.
Holding on Aliquippa. That should be accepted there by the Trojans.
It was Arrington was the main one that rubbed him out of bounds. And it is a hold on Aliquippa. And now will be about a 2nd and 15.
After the penalty brings up 2nd and 15 from the 40-yard line.
From the 40. A heavy set look.
Quincy
Long
good under center.
Yep. And there's a run by Hayes. Hayes gets 10 and more. He is gone. Tiquan Hayes. Touchdown. Aliquippa. 60 yards.
And the upsetting thing about that for the Trojans is they had him. They had him about a 5-yard gain there. And he had a great and amazing spin move there and just hit the Jets and took it to the end zone. 14-0 Aliquippa, 3 minutes and 21 seconds left in the first half of play. Man, that's just very, it's
explosive.
Yeah, but just explosive. What a run. And that was all Tiqua Hayes there, Alex.
There's the kick. It's good. And just like that, 14-0, Aliquippa.
You got to get some type of spark here for the offense. Maybe a big return here. They're trying to kick it away from Jack Fennell, but maybe he'll get an opportunity to return one, and he's got to be a big play. You thought maybe that the muff punt would be the spark for the offense, and then after some great pass rushes and 2 big sacks, brought him right back. Or maybe it might have even been 3 sacks. 3 sacks on there that brought the Trojans way back to the 44 after starting at the 24. But you got 3 minutes 21 seconds to do something here. Get some points on the board. Trojans do receive the ball to start the second half, as Aliquippa did win the toss, and they chose to receive.
That's a crucial point.
Fennell's back, and if you're the Trojans, you hope they give him something to return here, as he's that spark. He hasn't gotten a carry yet tonight. Has he been put in receiver?
And there's a line drive kick that's going to sit down at the 8. Fennell's going to have to take it. Goes to the far sideline. Fennell up the sideline to the 20 where he's out of bounds.
That's a good return there as Aliquippa there kicking away from him again. It was more of it looked like a toe ball there from the kicker. I mean, it died just about the 10, and the cover team for the Quips was able to get downfield and wasn't able to give Jack Fennell much time and space, but he did get to hit the Jets, get to the outside, get at least an 11-yard return up to the 21. So about the same field position North Catholic's had on every drive except for the one when they started on Aliquippa's 24. But we've got 3 minutes and 12 seconds. Let's see what the Trojans offense can do here, down 14-0.
This is their 6th drive of the game, and they're still without a first down. Samir Ware in the backfield. Sicka will start under center. False start.
Looks like it may have been number 73 for the Trojans.
That could have been 3 guys.
Yeah, it could have been multiple guys.
That's not the way to start the drive. 1st and 15 now from the 16.
After the penalty, 1st and 15 for the Trojans from the 16-yard line.
That's a real heavy set formation. Multiple tight ends in the game. Handoff to Ware. Ware gets a decent push.
Broke a couple tackles, but still only a 3-yard gain.
About a gain of 3.
The offensive line just hasn't been able to get any push for the Trojans. That big Aliquippa defensive line and linebackers have really stifled the Trojans' running attack. Trojans have been able to get much penetration offensively. So that was the Trojans' biggest gain so far tonight.
3 yards. That's your night so far for the Trojans. Looking for more here. Samir Ware wrapped up. No gain if not a loss. And now you got a timeout called here by Aliquippa, as they're thinking they're going to get the ball back in decent field position.
Brings up 3rd and 12.
And if you think we're frustrated up here in the booth, how about the coaches down in the field?
That's what halftime's for, to make adjustments. And adjustments won't need to be made. Offensively, at least. Try to create a spark. Defensively, the run defense has been fairly good.
As we look at the Trojan huddle, after the timeout called by Aliquippa.
So Aliquippa has 145 yards so far in this game. but 123 of those yards came on just 3 plays. And one was the big pass touchdown.
To Donovan Walker, and the other one was that rush by T.Quay Hayes. And or what's the other one?
May have been a rush on the first drive. Yes, it was.
But there was might have been a 24-yard rush.
It was a pass,
Oh, it was pass.
another
There you
pass play, 30-yard pass play. But Quinty Goad, or Good for the Aliquippa, I don't know exactly how to pronounce his last name.
He's been good.
He's been accurate. Trojans go 4 wide here.
Sickett throws, has a man, and he gets about 2. That was Gavin Camedy. And another timeout here called by Aliquippa.
I don't believe Jack Fennell has touched the ball yet offensively.
It's not been a good night offensively for the Trojans. I think he caught one pass coming out right to left in the first quarter, but that's it. And that pass, if they got it, was 2 yards. Because they just got their longest play of the game on this drive for 3.
This one, I think, may have been 4 yards. Now it's 4th and 8. I believe it was. Yeah, it was the longest play. It was 4 yards there.
And as we approach halftime, stay tuned for the Trojan Marching Band, who will be performing immediately after we finish talking here about the first half. And then following that will be the Trib recap of the week, as they'll break down each classification and what's going on in each of those classifications. Don Rebel. And that'll be after the Trojan Marching Band performs. Seamus Straub's punt. Oh, boy.
Makes it bounce to the left. I think out of bounds to the 42.
And
that ref is running up. It must have went.
Whoa, 35-yard line is where Aliquippa is going to start this drive.
It mustn't have landed in bounds.
It didn't. Landed out just past the 40-yard marker on the Trojan sideline.
Just past the, actually at the 35 is where it went out on the fly. So that's where they mark it. Minute 53, Aliquippa has a chance to get another touchdown on the board with 2 minutes left. Wow. They can strike fast.
Go drops back. He has a guy on him. Rips it. Walker inbounds and down at the 23. It's a first down. Seamus Straub with the tackle.
That's good for Aliquippa first down. Brings up 1st and 10 from the 24.
Aliquippa going quickly. That's thrown to the near sideline where it's caught. Not for a first down, but for a gain that takes them up to the 11. About an 8-yard play.
Tackled by number 8, Arrington. Brings up 2nd and 1 from the 15.
Second down for the Quips. Drop back, lots of pressure from North. Throws it towards the end zone. It's incomplete.
Good pressure there on the blitz by Seamus Straub. Third down here. Obviously, this is 4th down territory with only being 3rd and 2.
.131 remaining here in the first half. Trojans get the ball to start the second half. Aliquippa is up 14-0.
False start.
And a false start.
And number 3 there for Aliquippa.
And that's big for the Trojans defensively, as they give themselves a little more breathing room here on 3rd and 7. Big down in this game.
3rd and 6 from the 20.
Here we go. Hayes to the outside. Go. Throws it. And incomplete. Could have been
Oh, for a
intercepted.
second it looked like he could have been grabbed there by Chase Arrington for an interception in the end zone. But it is incomplete. But Aliquippa, you got to think they're going to go for this here.
Brings up 4th down.
Good
Fourth down.
defense there. As that pass was a little bit overthrown. If
was.
it was on target, it could have been a touchdown. But good play, knocked the ball away by Chase Arrington there on coverage, and he actually almost picked it off as well in the end zone. That would have been a big momentum-changing play there.
And it still could be here. 4th and 7 from the 20. Minute 25 to go in the half. Whistle blows. Timeout, Aliquippa.
Timeout, Aliquippa.
As they will evaluate their options again. And this Trojans defense, they've been good though for the most part throughout tonight. They've been real good against a great,
They have been, especially the run
talented
defense,
offense.
Alex.
Yep, absolutely. Once again, the Trojan Marching Band will be performing immediately after we start talking, stop talking rather, as we recap the first half. As we send it to halftime, you'll see the marching band first, and then second will be the Trib show that they do during halftimes of games across the Whippeal each Friday with Don Rebel, as they'll go over all classification, news, notes, and teams from across the Whippeal. And the student section getting loud.
Loudest I've heard them all year, Alex.
USA theme. And they recognize this play. Fake handoff. He might
Some
have
pressure.
the pressure. I quit to get. It's going to be close.
He's
Oh,
up.
what a tackle.
It's close.
He's short.
He's short, Alex.
What a tackle. That was Brady O'Hara. He speared him into the sideline.
And he's been the player of the game so far. The Trojans, 2 tackles for loss and a big momentum-changing play there. As Trojans take over, the minute 18 left. Man, that is such a big play for the Trojans, as Aliquippa was going to maybe go up 3 scores there.
Brady O'Hara, that man can play football.
Just a sophomore. But he is tall. He's definitely in that 6'4", 6'5" range.
I would have put him up there 6'6", 6'7" range. He's a big man. Trojans have a minute 18 to do something. Samir Ware, maybe a yard.
Where the ball carrier.
Are the Trojans going to call a timeout here? They can. They're not going to.
Down by number 33, Williams. Picks up 1.
You got to throw it here.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
If you at least want to try to get down the field.
They don't want to. If they wanted to get touchdown here, they would not be going
Or they would have called timeout.
15-second
right.
huddle.
Trojans might be looking here to coast into halftime, taking a long. The ball might have came out there. Trojans have it.
That ball came out really weird. As that was the first play I've seen Jack Fennell in the backfield. He was lined up more of a fullback position there. Samir Ware was the halfback position there.
And that's going to be it.
Well, it could have been worse. If you look at the offensive stats,
could have been.
Negative yards is right around the negative 30 yards total for the Trojans. Aliquippa up around 100 and 150 in that range. The Trojan run defense, the Trojan has come up strong with a couple big sacks. Brady O'Hara has been the player of the game so far for the Trojans, but Aliquippa Tikwa Hayes had that big score to make it 14-0 with a spin move when it was third down as well, when it looked like he could have been stopped for about a 5-yard gain. But that was a big momentum swing there in Aliquippa's favor. North had a chance with about 3 minutes left, but they were not able to get a first down yet again, as Aliquippa took over and thought maybe they could go up 3 scores with the Trojans defense. Brady O'Hara with a big stop on 4th down gives the Trojans the ball, and they just run into halftime. As the score is 14-0.
Aliquippa's 2 touchdowns. The first one came on a 34-yard pass to Donovan Walker for a touchdown made it 7-0. And that was the first play of the second quarter. And then deeper in the quarter, Tikwa Hayes got a 60-yard rush for a touchdown. And North Catholic just couldn't get much going offensively, as has been evident throughout this game so far. But they do get the ball to start the second half. So if you're going to make adjustments, let's see it early. And let's see some early confidence and success from the Trojans offense.
I'd like to see the ball put in Jack Fennell's hand.
Me too.
He's your playmaker.
He's your best player on offense.
And I get what they're doing, putting it out wide, trying to take some of the Aliquippa defenders more outside, maybe for a double team, and maybe trying to get him to the ball out there, but they haven't been able to get to the ball to him. I don't know if he has interceptions. If he does, it's not more than 1.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. He's made better plays on defense than he has been given the opportunity to make on offense. And hopefully we'll see a little bit more of him on the offensive side of the ball as we get ready for the start of the second half coming up in about 19 minutes. But first, let's turn it over to the Trojan Marching Band. Here we go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome your North Catholic dance team. Now taking the field is North Catholic High School Trojan Marching Band. This year, take a journey into our imagination as the band takes you through the magical music of Disney.
with songs from their Fantasmic show featuring hits from The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and Aladdin. And now, under the direction of drum major Mackenzie Butler, please welcome to the field the North Catholic High School Trojan Marching Band. thanks to our sponsors for this year, including Big Buck Sports Shop, Chips Dental Associates, Deep Well Services.
Welcome to the Week 2 edition of the Halftime Show here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Hope you're enjoying the game that you are checking out on Trib HSSN. It was a lot of fun last week. Usually until you get into conference games, it's sort of, the excitement of a new season, et cetera, et cetera. But you get your fair share of blowouts, and it brings you sort of crashing back to earth.
Yeah.
A lot of great games in Week 1. Hopefully the case going on here tonight in Week 2. And then by next week, most of the teams, not all of them, but most of the teams will be playing conference games. Those are the matchups that have a little more spark because they are the ones that will ultimately decide who makes it to the WPIAL playoffs and the march to the North Shore here on Trib HSSN. Well, we're going to continue our early season traditions. Chris Harlan, kind enough to join us. He did a great job setting the stage last week for some of the district teams to watch here in 2022. And even though this is Week 3 or for some Week 2, it's still early enough that we, want to learn more about some of the players to watch around the district. I think some of them have become pretty evident through the Week 1 of high school football, but there are some others that, I think we'll be talking a lot more about as the season goes on. It's a long list, Chris, and somehow, some way you have been able to sort of edit it.
Yeah, it's not easy to take all the guys in the WPL and try to boil it down to a short list for a halftime show, but I'll do my best. Let's start with the quarterbacks because 2 of last year's leading passers are off to really good starts this year. Brad Birch at Gateway, he looks poised to have a really big junior year. Already has more than 400 yards in his first 2 games. People might remember he led Jeanette to a WPL title as a freshman, now trying to do the same thing at Gateway. Gators are off to a 2-0 start. Right there with him is Caden Olson, quarterback at Armstrong. He's committed to Penn. Like Birch, passed for more than 2,500 yards last season. This year, he's already top 400 and has the Riverhawks hoping to contend in 4A. A couple other quarterbacks off to terrific starts this year. Peters Township, Chris Cibroni. Folks at Peters Township knew him as a wrestler who reached the WPL championships as a sophomore. But like a good wrestler, he really grabbed onto the job this year and just wouldn't let go. He's thrown for more than 500 yards in 2 games, had a 300-yard game last week against Seneca Valley. Tremendous start for him, but he's not the leading passer in the WPIL. That title right now belongs to Nehemiah Azim of Our Lady of the Sacred Heart. Already close to 700 yards after just 2 games, 400-yard game in week 0. That's a record-setting pace if he can keep that up. So other names. Here's a name I think people are going to be hearing a lot this fall. Bell Vernon running back Quentin Martin. Penn State coach James Franklin flew in on a helicopter last week to see him play. He scored 3 touchdowns against Laurel Highlands. He's the biggest name among uncommitted recruits in the state right now, top recruit in the junior class. In that same game, Franklin got to see Laurel Highlands' Rodney Gallagher, a senior wide receiver committed to West Virginia. His reputation is all about his versatility. He showed it again last week. Week 1, he caught 4 touchdown passes. Week 2, they needed him under center, so he moved back to quarterback. But again, Rodney Gallagher is one of those guys you're going to see his name in the box score a lot this fall. Some other must-see guys who are worth going out to see this year. McKeesport senior running back Bobby Boyd. He's one of the top playmakers in the WPIL. His playmaking ability makes them a real contender in 4A again this year.
Fun to watch.
He is fun to watch. We're not just about the big schools. How about a small school star in Leechburg senior Braylon Lovelace? He's committed to Pitt to play linebacker, but he's also one of the top running backs in the WPL and makes Leechburg a tough matchup any night. Another running back, a name people recognize the last name, Brett Fitzsimmons. He's the younger brother of Sean Fitzsimmons, who's a lineman at Pitt. But he's the running back. He had 2 brothers that played the line. The younger brother's a running back and having a really good start to his career here as a senior, really good start to his year. at Central Valley, already more than 300 yards, had a 200-yard game last week against Avonworth. A guy I saw last week, Cruz Brookins of Steel Valley. I went out and saw him in person against Stowe Rocks, scored 4 times. He's a Kent State commit to play defense, but, man, he's a really good running quarterback for Steel Valley. Steel Valley graduated one of the top running backs in the WPIL, but they're back this year, and with him at quarterback, they've still got an elite running game. Can't forget about the linemen. Where would we be without them? There's a handful of them already. The seniors committed to Division I schools. Penn Trafford center Joe Enoch, Mount Lebanon tackle Kate Capristo, Steel Valley's Greg Smith. Those guys all headline a really good senior class of offensive linemen this year. On the defensive side, keep your eyes on Central Valley's Javen Thompson. Senior safety. A year ago, he had 11 interceptions for a Central Valley team that won its second straight state title. He's back. In that same Parkway Conference, another defensive star, Aliquippa linebacker Cameron Lindsay. The junior's a major college recruit, played a big role a year ago when the Quips won WPL and state titles. With those guys, I'm really looking forward to that Aliquippa Central Valley game week 9. There's going to be so many guys on the field that I could name in this list who are going to be playing in that game. On the defensive side, a couple other names to watch. How about Central Catholic's Anthony Specca, probably the top linebacker in the WPL this year. Another guy, Chartiers Valley Lamont Payne, already committed to Penn State, but he's a guy who makes an impact on both sides of the ball, but definitely a really good cornerback, probably the best cornerback in the WPL this year. Another name that we've talked about a few times already this year, Conlon Green of Penn Trafford. He's a Temple recruit. His work on the defensive line was huge a year ago when Penn Trafford won WPL and state titles. This year he's got a new role playing quarterback for Penn Trafford. Already some big games, already 300 yards among one of his nights. And how about one more name we'll add to the list here? Last one, Harry Radcliffe. He's a kicker for Laurel Highlands, and he kicked a 53-yard field goal in week 1. 53 yards. That's only 2 yards short of the WPL record, which Josh Miller of East Allegheny kicked a 55-yarder back in 2002. There are a few kickers out there this year with really strong legs. I'm curious to see if any of them can take a run at that 20-year record this year.
And he did it without a T. I think that sort of adds to the lore of the impressive kick 2 weeks ago. Great job. You wind him up and you let him go, and boom, there he goes. Chris Harlan, great job. Players to watch. Now, next week, Chris and I will do a little digging for our topic. That's all we're going to tell you about that. You'll have to stay tuned for our week 3 edition of the halftime show. A couple of names that Chris mentioned, Conlon Green of Penn Trafford, Cruz Brookins of Steel Valley, our week 0, our week 1 Trib HSSN Player of the Week. Who will be the Player of the Week for this week? Stay tuned. Find out. Check out the second half, and then check out HSSN over the weekend and into next week for all of that. For our producer, Chris Lackner, and Chris Harlan, I'm Don Rebel. Hope you enjoy the second half of the game you are checking out right here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
And we are back here with the start of our second half coverage. And let's first turn over to Sean Malone with some first half stats.
Here are the total stats from the first half. North Catholic had negative 30 total yards on negative 24 pass yards and negative 6 rush yards. They averaged negative 1.5 yards per play. Some ugly stats there for the North Catholic offense. On the Aliquippa side, they had 98 rush yards and 73 passing yards for a total of 171 yards in that first half. They averaged 6.3 yards per play. My single stat of the first half is something that both of you mentioned, is that Jack Fennell has 0 touches in the first half for a total of 0 yards. That could be something that the Trojans could turn to in the second half to try to get their offense started. And also a stat that Ryan gave earlier, Aliquippa had, of their first 145 yards, 125 came only on 3 plays. So North Catholic is on a play-by-play basis on defense, is doing wonderful. It's Aliquippa is really explosive, especially that 60-yard run. That was an amazing run. He broke 3 tackles on that run and then just used his speed to blow by everybody. But the North Catholic has kept it at a 2-touchdown deficit, so the game is within reach if they can start strong and, as you guys have said, make some special teams plays.
Well, thank you, Sean, for those. We appreciate that. And dare I say, Ryan, that those North Catholic offensive stats are negative.
They are, Alex. You don't want to be going backwards on any plays, let alone every play. The largest gain, I believe, for Trojans was 4 yards on a pass to Gavin Camedy.
And North Catholic will start with the ball here to start the second half. I'm sure making some halftime adjustments. Will it result in some progress? We'll see.
We'll see. They get the ball first, so try to get some momentum, make it a one-score game.
This game is within reach, though.
It is within reach, but
it is.
The defense needs to keep up with what they're doing. They've been playing good other than those 3 plays, which Sean Malone mentioned. Limit the explosiveness of Aliquippa. In that run by Hayes was definitely preventable as he broke a couple tackles at a good spin move when he looked like he could have been stopped for about a 5-yard gain. So tackling has been good for the most part. Just that play was not. But give a lot of credit to Hayes as he's an explosive player, Alex, and he already has offers from West Virginia, Michigan, Penn State, Syracuse, 4 Power 5 offers already as just a sophomore in high school.
As we went to halftime, we saw the Trojan dance team perform, which is a nice added touch to these home football games this year, and the Trojan marching band. Beautiful night here in North Park in week 2 of the high school football season. 3rd game for the Trojans, 2nd for Aliquippa. 2-0 are the Trojans, 1-0 are the Quips. Aliquippa not playing their home games at Aliquippa this year, or else that's where this game would have been. Is at Aliquippa. They're at Freedom this year as they're renovating their stadium known as the Pit, and that has been around for decades upon decades. I think it's about 90 years or something. It's been a long history at that stadium, and it's getting a much deserved and well-earned renovation. And there's the kick. Taken out by the Trojans. It's Camedy. Camedy finds his way to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line.
That's a smart play for Camedy to catch it. A couple of times it's been let to drop and see where it bounces, but and picked up by Fennel, and it's tackled around the 20, but Camedy gets that one up past the 25, so that's a smart decision there by Camedy. And better field position than most of the game so far. It's not exactly what you want, but it's a good start.
In the backfield is Chase Arrington. Jack Fennel is wide to the left of the line. Here we go. First play from scrimmage of the second half. Fennel in motion. Gets the ball. Gets maybe a positive yard, probably maybe nothing.
It's the first touch of the game for Jack Fennel.
He didn't get anything. Absolutely zero room.
Went with the jet sweep play there for Fennel. He's gone in motion like that a number of times. That was the first time they handed it off to him. And the game plan's got to be to get the ball to Fennel more in the second half. As he's wide left of Sickett right now.
Hand off to Arrington. Arrington met on the outside. Oh my goodness, that's a big loss. Loss of about 8. And now you're looking at A 3rd and 18.
Loss of 8 on the play brings up 3rd and 18 for the Trojans.
Get something here with the Trojans offense. Get something. Three wide to the right of the line. One up top. Sickett steps up, makes a play, and runs down the sideline.
Just short, is about 2 yards short of the first down, it looks like. But what a scramble there for Sickett. Turned on the Jets, and that is definitely the largest gain so far. We'll see where they spot this. Could be decision time for the Trojans. Will they punt or will they go for this? Oh, man, I don't think that's a good spot.
That's about 3 yards shy of the first down. And they're going to go for it. This is a big play in the game, Ryan. Big
Wow,
play.
I thought he got to like 1.5, 2 yards short, but the referee obviously had a better view there on the
Oh, no,
sideline.
they're going to punt it. They are going to punt it. They pull the offense off in the last second. The defense for Aliquippa is still stuck on the field. Let's see what Seamus Straub can do. Nice kick. Bounces at the 35 and is down at about the 36.
I think I would have liked to see them go for that there.
You think so?
There is
had
a good
momentum.
argument not to.
Yeah.
Is that that was the largest gain, 15 yards. The other two largest gains are 3 yards and 4 yards. And he did have to pick up 3 yards, but I think in a game like this, you're down 14-0 against a good Aliquippa team. You got to take some chances. And I think I trust the defense to be able to get a stop from there too. They've gone some big stops. Aliquippa's starting here at the around 36, so it was a good punt by Seamus Straub. We'll see how this turns out. But
About 29-yard kick.
But that run, even though we didn't go for it, or even though North didn't go for it, could be a little bit of a spark to the offense, hopefully.
Big tackle.
And I think, obviously, if North Catholic's down 21-0, they definitely go for that. But it's just a two-possession game.
Yep.
So see if the defense is playing good. See if they get a stop, maybe get some good field position. Caden Sarver had a tackle for loss there. He's
been good on defense. He really has. He had a sack earlier in the game. That was big.
Yep. Close to another one. It was actually on the touchdown pass for Aliquippa that he hit
Goad.
Quentin Good as he was throwing. It was still completed for a touchdown.
Throw to the near sideline. Walker wrapped up at the 40 by Luke Baker.
Look at the number 22 there, Luke Baker.
Yep.
Said 20 on the PA.
3rd and 5 off the 8-yard gain.
Huge play here.
It is. Need a big push here by the D-line. Comody's going to be coming off the side. Camedy, here he comes. Now he's got a guy right on him. It's Straub. Down he goes, and a flag.
Oh, where's the
It
flag?
is a flag.
The flag came in from about the Trojans' 35-yard line. I hope it's not defensive holding or pass interference.
It's a face mask, it looks like. Who's it on?
It's on. It looks like. Yep, North Catholic.
Oh, my goodness. Not even a part of the play.
It was in the area
Wow.
of where two defensive backs were for the Trojans. Was it Camedy or Arrington there?
It wasn't Camedy. Camedy was rushing on the play. It was probably Arrington who was there. That's a tough, tough break for the Trojans. Wow.
After the North Catholic penalty, Aliquippa will have it 1st and 10 on the 49.
1st and 10 of the 49. Wow. And that was Not even a part of the play.
That's a
Way
big,
downfield.
big momentum shift there. As the Trojans had him down for a sack, would have gotten the ball back.
Fullback in the game. There's the handoff. Hayes gets about 8. Mark him down after 7, it looks like.
Quick tempo offense here, Aliquippa.
Hayes comes out of the game. Now there's a handoff to Lindsey. Big play there as he shoved off a tackle, and he gets the first down. Cameron Lindsey. Gain of about 6. That's Goad. Quick pass. Incomplete. Good D there by Arrington.
2 straight quick tempo plays there by Aliquippa.
As you can see, almost 5 minutes already off the clock here in the third quarter. Motion man is Banks. Ball's on the ground. Trojans have it. There is a flag
on the play. If it's offsides,
it's
a false start.
Yes.
There was no whistle blown, but obviously a false start blows the play.
Oh
should
my
be
goodness.
dead. I did not. Obviously a false start.
There was
stops
not
the
a
play,
whistle.
There wasn't a whistle.
There was
though.
not a whistle before he was on the ball. Trojans defense, they're knocking on the door or something.
They've been very good tonight.
2nd and 15 from the 42. Goad has a man. Caught. First down. Aliquippa out of bounds inside, maybe just at the 20.
When he's had time to throw, he has been very, very accurate, and that was no different there.
Walker there on the catch. That's a big play. Wow. And Aliquippa is entering the red zone. Flag comes in.
Offsides on the Trojans. At least that's what I thought he signaled. Yeah.
It is. And Coach Bell, the defensive coordinator, along with Coach O'Shea, are jumping out of their collar down there on the sideline. Despite the Quip's advance, the Trojan Army is getting involved. Another flag. This might be on North.
False start on Aliquippa.
Oh, on Aliquippa. Okay.
Going back to where we started. Trojan Army may not be as big as it has been in past weeks, but it's definitely the loudest that I've heard in a long time. Or I guess I should say consistently loud.
Yep. And, oh, big play there by Lindsey. Shakes off a tackle, gets a block down at about the 7-yard line. There's a flag that comes in at the tail end of the play.
Lindsey, it looks like it is on Aliquippa, but Lindsey, man, is he a beast. Was that Seamus Strom? Seamus Strom is a big big guy. And Lindsay, who has some height to him as well. Let me look at to find his actual height.
Illegal block on Aliquippa.
Good
This
break
play
there.
is coming back.
6 foot, 205 is Lindsay, and he's a truck. That's the second
He
big
can
play
move.
like that he's had today.
And the Trojans catch a break as that one is called back to the 27.
I'm sure that won't bother Seamus Stroud that much. He's had a good night so far tonight with a couple sacks.
After the penalty brings up 1st and 17.
Cameron Lindsay, just a junior, who's got another year. There's a lot of players on Aliquippa that have Division I potential, and I believe he could morph into one of them if he's not already.
And then they still got Hayes, who's a sophomore.
He already has 4 Power 5 offers.
1st and 17 for the Quips. Whistles blow. Timeout, Aliquippa.
Aliquippa, they're first.
North Catholic after this week
And Cameron
goes to
Lindsay.
Highlands. Yeah. What are you going to say about
Cameron
Cameron?
Lindsay does have 7 Division I offers from
7?
Cincinnati, Connecticut, Kent State, UMass, Penn State, Syracuse, and West Virginia.
Whoa.
As Penn State, Syracuse, West Virginia must have their eye on the Quips as they've offered Hayes as well, those 3. 3 Power 5 teams in that bunch and 1 soon-to-be Power 5 team in Cincinnati. And he's actually being recruited as a linebacker, it looks like, here on 247 Sports.
He's been good for there tonight as well.
He's listed at 6'2" here and 6 foot on Max Prep, so wonder which one's correct.
We'll give him 6'2".
But also listed at 190 on 247 and 203 on Max Preps.
Max Preps is either up to date or they're being generous. Here we go, 1st and 17. This time for real.
It's a good break for the Trojans after they've had some unlucky breaks on this possession.
Fake handoff, throw towards the end zone. Incomplete, broken up by Gavin Camedy.
Good read there by Cameron as he jumped the route there as he's playing back to safety and just through his fingertips, but that's still a good deflection. And it's only 2nd down. It feels like it's 3rd down. I mean, there's 3 penalties in a row.
2nd and 17 from the
Offsides
27.
on the Trojans and a false start on Aliquippa, and then was it a legal block?
Illegal block.
On Aliquippa.
Made it 1st and 17
Yeah.
again. And now 2nd and 17 after that incompletion. Flags,
Oh my goodness.
or a whistle at least. There is a
It's a
flag on the
flag, yeah.
field.
Offsides, Trojans.
Offsides on the Trojans. North Catholic will be pushed back 5 more yards to make it 2nd and 12. For the Quips.
And this might go without saying, but this is the longest drive so far tonight. This is the 8th play of this drive. And it honestly might not have taken that much time off the clock, it feels like.
No.
Oh, was it on? That was on the Trojans.
It was, yep.
I was.
And there's the throw. Deep into the right corner of the end zone.
Oh.
Incomplete.
Good coverage there by Fennel.
Good pass intended for number 21, Walker.
He was looking for Donovan Walker.
On the coverage.
Just overthrew him.
Incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 12.
This, I would believe, is 4-down territory
I would think so.
for Aliquippa, so you got to stop him twice. To get the 2nd stop, you got to get the 1st stop.
On this 3rd and 12, though, consider it's 4th down territory. Do you look for the 1st down or look towards the end zone?
Well, for a lot of teams, you look for the 1st down, but Aliquippa, they've been getting some explosive plays. They've been afraid to take shots.
Here we go. Big
Huge
line
play.
presence. It is a huge play. Thrown. And the inside. Oh, and it's caught. 1st down.
Wow. A great route, a perfect throw.
Great catch by Brandon Banks.
It'll be 1st and goal.
This has been a dominating drive by Aliquippa.
And you look back to that face mask call on the Trojans when they had the sack on third down. Gave Aliquippa a free first down there when they could have had could have forced them to punt.
Yep.
Now in defense, still got to come up big.
A rush there will end up with Lindsay down at the 7. Julian King has had some nice tackles tonight. He figured in on that. North Catholic has just one more non-conference game this year, and that's against Avonworth. And that is their third to final game of the year, as after that I believe they go to Indiana and then to Mars. And that's going to be a great game at the final game of the year against Mars, at Mars. And here comes a touchdown. Banks.
Good rush there by Sauger again. Quarterback was hit as he thrown. But another dart delivered, and it's 21-0 Aliquippa. Quentin Good. Second touchdown pass of the night.
The extra point attempt is blocked. Julian King was down there among others, and it just remains 20-0. Danny Franco, they're going to give credit to up here in the booth. And it's fitting because it's 20-0.
Quentin Good is 10 for 20 tonight with 143 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's had a very, very good performance, Alex, and he's not afraid to take the shots. Last week, he only had 75 passing yards. They relied a lot more on the run, as Tiqua Hayes had 36 carries for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yep.
So North Catholic has done a good job stopping the run, but Aliquippa now can pass the ball and is throwing for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns. So North Catholic, you got to get something going offensively. Got 4 minutes, 39 seconds left in the third quarter.
You got to get a
this
score.
This is a must score.
You have to
score if you want to win this game. And I know it's hindsight, but you look back now and maybe would have gone for it on that 4th and 3.
Absolutely, I think you.
Although the defense did have
if you look back on it,
a big opportunity to stop them there. I think they had the sack on third down, which was negated because of the
Fennel down
the
at
face mask penalty.
Yep, Fennel down to the 35-yard line.
Second best starting field position today for the Trojans.
Yep.
Best was actually starting at the 24-yard line of Aliquippa, but that was brought all the way back to around the 40-yard line on that drive because of 3 sacks by the Quips. And Tiqua Hayes has 11 carries for 87 yards, so a nice night he has going for himself, even though the pass attack has been more efficient. But a lot of those yards did come on that long touchdown run that he had as well.
60 of them. Yep. That made it 14-0. Now 20-0. Jason Sickett. Fennel in motion. Hand off to Fennel. Runs. He goes forward there towards the end. Loses 2, maybe 3 on the play.
Those outside runs have been working a lot as an Aliquippa player is cramping up. But those outside runs have been working up a lot, or working for the Trojans a lot in the past couple of weeks because of Fennel's speed. But Aliquippa has such good defensive closing speed. They haven't worked today, so maybe see some more runs up the middle. But that's been stuffed as well, so you got to try to find something that's going to work because the Trojans.
They just haven't gotten anything
Trojans have
going.
still not gotten a first down.
Yep. And here we are with 4:19 to go in the third quarter. Injured Quip on the field right now. As we look at the North Catholic huddle, Coach O'Shea telling his team, get something going here. Coach Baylog there, right next to his quarterback, Jason Sickett. And the injured Aliquippa player was number 70, Naquan Crowder, who's the nose tackle and the left tackle on the Aliquippa offense.
He'll be fine though. I believe it looks like it was just a cramp, but
As he's getting off under his own power, which is great to see. He's a heck of an athlete.
7 yards is the longest drive for North Catholic tonight.
7 positive yards. Wow.
Came close to the first down. It was on Sickett's 15-yard run, which made it 4th and 3. Trojan decided to punt. Now we got to get something going. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Down 20. False start there by Chase Guglia.
Oh, man. All the little things for the Trojans tonight.
Everybody get out your 50-50 tickets, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight's pot for the lucky winner, $511.
Nice 50-50 ticket prize today. 511 for the winner here at JC Stone. And off here to Samir Ware. Ware gets some positive yardage to the 31-yard line. Gain of about 4.
If it's 4, that is the longest run of the game. Or for a running back, other than the scramble for Sickett.
Yep. Big play for the Trojans.
It was a 3-yard run. Tied it for the longest run of the day.
3rd and 14. Under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Sickett drops back, throws it way deep. Incomplete.
Sickett's pass intended for number 5, Kennedy. Ball falls incomplete, brings up 4th down.
And they'll have to punt.
The winning ticket.
That's frustrating.
Now, I don't know if it was a wrong route or miscommunication, but that ball was way over the head of Camedy.
Please come to the press box to claim your prize. Straub on the punt for the Trojans.
Seamus Straub getting a workout today punting.
Paxton Walker back.
That's a good punt.
Caught by Horizon Walker. Heads down the near sideline. Brady O'Hara gets him down to the 50. Brady O'Hara has made just about every special teams tackle this game.
He is fast, Alex. He flies across the field. What a tackle. As it looked like that, he could have turned that one up the field, maybe had a score. Brady O'Hara, great closing speed there for the tackle for the Trojans. Aliquippa will start at the 50-yard line. It's a crucial stop here. Crucial chance.
They're calling a penalty here on Aliquippa.
And if it's a sportsmanlike conduct, it's 15 yards, and it looks like that's what it is.
Wow, that's a
back
big.
15 yards.
It's a
It
personal
had to be
foul.
after the play. I don't know what else it could be, because if it was like during the return, it would still be 1st and 10, but it would be back from the 35. Oh, it is. It must have been during the play, because it is 1st and 10 instead of 1st and 25. They didn't say what the penalty was, though.
Nevertheless, North Catholic scores an extra 15 yards on defense. Flag flies as Hayes takes it up the middle for about 6.
I think it was offsides on the Trojans.
Oh, it's on
it's
Aliquippa.
What do they call? Do you see the hand signal?
False start. False start on Aliquippa.
Brings up 1st and 15 for the Quips from the 30.
1st and 15 from the 30.
For the Trojans, you got to get something here. Turnover would be huge. They've been getting some pressure, maybe force a fumble. He has time to throw, though.
Lots of time. Here down the near sideline, looking for Banks. Incomplete.
To me, where could not have played better defense there.
And Banks is injured on the play. He was close enough to the sideline where he's able to get there by just scooching across the turf. Hopefully he's okay. He ran hard on that play. But it was good defense by the Trojan secondary. And now this will be 2nd and 15 coming up from the 30. 2:02 to go here in the third quarter.
After the incomplete pass brings up 2nd and 15 for Aliquippa.
How about a turnover here? I think that's what the doctor ordered. Here we go. Up the middle for about 2 yards.
Good tackle there by Camedy.
That was Hayes again.
Clock's winding down in the third quarter.
Justin Smith tags into the game for the Trojans for Nathan Putz. Under a minute 20 to go in the third quarter. The snap. Goad drops back. He has pressure. Throws it incomplete. And a flag flies.
Sliding late.
2 of them.
All kind of flags on the play.
There's a flag, yeah.
Multiple flags on the field.
Holding on North
Oh.
Catholic.
Holding on the Trojans.
I'm shooting themselves in the foot again. Would have been 4th and 13. Instead, will be 3rd down and 3. That spot is at the first down marker, but
Are they giving them a first down? How is that a first down?
it was 3rd and 13. A holding penalty is only 10 yards. Is it, if it's from the, maybe it's from the spot of the foul? I don't know if I thought it was only 10 yards.
Coach O'Shea's looking to understand it himself. And they're looking at an official's timeout right now. He's saying you got it wrong.
It's only from the spot of the foul on offense, I thought.
There's no way that equates to a 13-yard gain on that play. And now the head official's going over towards the sideline to talk to that official. Have a little conference here. Because this is a big part of the game. It was 3rd down.
And another big chance missed there by the Trojans. Could have gone the ball back. Still can, but I don't know what.
Now Coach O'Shea, he's not satisfied with that explanation. He's coming for more as he's talking to the top official. At the top, towards the top of your screen, in white is Coach O'Shea.
I mean, it was 3rd and 13. It's not from spot of the foul on defense.
And he is
Unless
hot
it's-
on that sideline. They're giving them a first down. Wow. Did they call 2 on North?
No,
What is that? That doesn't make much sense to me.
they got it wrong.
First down. Aliquippa. Hayes runs down the sideline. He's out of bounds with a gain of 8 across the field.
They must have just had the spot wrong on the, I don't know how you can have the spot wrong.
They gave him 9 on that rush to the 46. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Trojans are back in action next week against Highlands. It's the away game.
That'll be a good matchup too. That's their first conference matchup of the year. Drop back, Goad fires it. And it is. Oh, my, I thought that was intercepted by Jack Fennell for a second.
I thought it was either going to be an interception or a touchdown for
Yep.
Aliquippa. Good defense again by Fennell. But
Wow.
you see, like maybe that big play is coming. They've been close a couple times.
They have been.
A couple missed opportunities. That sack that they called the holding, which was, or it was an incomplete pass, would have been 4th
Yep.
and 13, which
Yep.
somehow gave them the first down.
Yep.
And then the face mask call, just shooting themselves in the foot the Trojans are, because that would have been a big sack. It would have been like 4th and 20. But
And if you
instead it
call
gave-
that face mask on the first drive for Aliquippa this half, that takes the touchdown off the board. First down. Hayes about a 5-yard gain for the first down. Nathan Putz checks back in. Justin Smith goes off. Now things are starting to look bleak, if they hadn't already. Of course, if there's Aliquippa fans listening to this, it's not bleak at all. It's looking pretty good, and that makes you feel even better. Hayes.
A big, powerful run there by Hayes. He carried a bunch of linemen there for a first down.
He is good. Wow.
And now Hayes is over 100 yards for the night. Last week he's over 200 yards for 4 touchdowns. Tonight he has 1 touchdown.
And that will take us to the end of the third quarter. The score, Aliquippa 20, North Catholic 0. You see a 3-touchdown quarter coming here for the Trojans, Ryan?
I want a first down.
There, that we'll start with that. Yep. There's your Trojanet cheerleaders. And as of right now, it's nice that the student section is still, for the most part, stuck around.
Yep. It's been consistent tonight. A lot louder than last week.
There's some of the faithful for North Catholic in the student section over there. They're still into this game. Goad handoff. Look at this. Down the
Great tackle there by Gavin Camedy.
Yep.
Saving what would have been a first down and maybe even a touchdown.
That could have been a much bigger gain. only was about 6. That was Martinez. On the play.
After the run brings up 2nd and 4.
Isaiah Martinez. 5'8", 200 pounds. No one wide for Aliquippa. They might just ground and pound. Hayes to the outside. Cuts back. Flag on the play. Touchdown pending the flag. And it's coming back, as you said. And the clock stops.
Ladies and gentlemen, we had somebody who lost their cell phone. So if you happen to find an extra cell phone, please bring it up here to the press box. Thank you.
And now the Trojans gearing up for 2nd down and what is that? 2nd down, about 15. 2nd and 15. It is. Play action. Finds a man, Lindsay, a flag on the play. Lindsay, that's a 1st down to about the 10, pending the flag.
I think it may be on number 3 for Aliquippa.
Illegal man downfield is what he's signaling. And that's exactly what they're going to call.
Aliquippa shooting themselves in the foot. Sloppy 2nd half. A lot of penalties on both sides.
It has been.
But the 1st half was about an hour long. And now we are at
Well, after 9 o'clock.
9:08, so over an hour in the 2nd half.
Well, if you figure in halftime.
Yeah, I guess.
By the end of the game, though, it'll be
up around,
it'll be
around
over.
50
Yep.
minutes. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. What a beautiful night, though, for football.
It is. Yep.
Under the lights, and that's Martinez, and he gets about 4 yards. Games across the Whippy will be wrapping up fairly soon.
Brings up 3rd down from the 38.
3rd down.
3rd and 16.
Trojans looking for a stop here. And a flag comes in.
It's on Aliquippa. False start. Or
Offsides.
Offsides. With the
3rd and
lineup.
21 coming up here. Did he
So
line up
lined offsides,
offsides?
2nd one. You don't see that very often. Let alone 2 times in the same game for the offense.
Not many games are finished as of this point, but in the 3rd quarter, the score was updated as of 6 minutes ago. Probably at the end of the 3rd quarter, Penn Hills is beating Pine Richland 21-14 in that matchup. And in a 4A matchup, in a matchup that's pertinent to both of these two teams, Newcastle is losing to Armstrong 27-13.
Armstrong is Aliquippa, who played last week and defeated 28-14.
Julian King, he looked like he was being held. There is a flag.
It is holding again.
And it's not enough for a 1st down, but they're going to take that flag.
Yep, Julian King was held. He got that one right on the nose, Alex.
And I can that one was obvious.
Yeah.
That one was
the
obvious.
ref that had the better view didn't throw it.
as we get later and later into this game, Aliquippa's, especially their offensive line, has gotten sloppier and sloppier.
It's third and a long way from
And
the 44.
North Allegheny at halftime was up 7-5 on McDowell. What a crazy score that is.
7-5. And this is from the 44-yard line. They're looking to go all the way to the 22 on the other side of the field. Goad, he's pressured. He runs. He lets it go. Get a pick here. Up in the air. Incomplete. Oh, my goodness. Gavin Campbell was there.
Oh, my gosh.
Ball's incomplete. Brings up fourth down.
Was there?
Somebody's
Trojans
really
coaches
hot.
are fired up
Somebody's really hot on the
Not
Trojan
sure.
sideline.
Was there another? Should there have been another penalty?
He was really
Or
hot.
at least, yeah. I haven't. Was that the defensive coordinator?
I don't know that. I don't know if that was, but he was pacing up and down that sideline.
I didn't see
Definitely a
anything,
defensive coach.
But it is 4th and 37, so Aliquippa is forced to punt. Good studying there by the Trojan defense.
And
There's
that
a flag thrown way back.
way back there on the play. That's going to be down to the
But Trojans
25-yard line.
20-yard line. It was thrown.
26 downs the punt.
I have no idea what that could be. Fan yells, no one was even down there. And we want to go home.
She said, I want to go home. Yeah. It is on North Catholic. I haven't a clue on why.
Well, the first half was quick. This has been slow. We don't have an exact number for penalty or flags thrown in this half, but it might be over.
It's quite a few.
Be in double digits. Maybe creeping up on it, if not surpassed it right now.
Coach O'Shea's having to have this one explained to him and Coach Aguglia.
It's 15 flags that have been thrown this half.
Wow. Are these refs paid by the flag or something? What's going on?
I don't know. It's on both. It's been on both teams though. It's been on both teams. And they're still trying to figure out what this one's for.
It's on a punt.
He threw it from like the 15. The ball, no one was even down there. But it's Trojans are backing up a good ways. 10 yards.
10 yards.
Must have been holding.
After the penalty, North Catholic will have a first and 10 from the 12-yard line.
Oh, they're just going to back him up to the 12. It'll still be 1st and 10. So it's okay. Just about 10 yards from where, as Ryan said, where they were at. Sickett. Readies. Fake handoff. Sickett winds that one up deep. Intercepted. Intercepted by Aliquippa.
Looks like he may have been hit as he threw too. There was definitely pressure.
Yep. Brandon Banks with the interception.
Fell short of the, was that Jack Fennell streaking? Unsure of who the receiver was, but it fell short of him. The receiver was able to undercut it. Or the defensive back. Who the interception, Alex?
That was Brandon Banks.
Yeah, Brandon Banks. Good defense there. Trojans wanted to take a shot.
And there's your night for the Trojans offensively. That's it. That's emblematic of what it's been like the entire night.
Aliquippa has a first and 10 from the 40 with 8:30 remaining in the game.
Timeout North Catholic. Coach O'Shea bringing his troops around him.
North Catholic would like to thank our sponsors this evening. Our platinum
And as we have a little bit of time here, as North Catholic calls a timeout, we might as well take this for a little bit longer here as we head into the last 8 minutes and 30 seconds of this game. But our statistician here in the booth, Mr. Sean Malone, history teacher at North Catholic, and he's well versed on the history of Aliquippa and the program and the town. Tell us a bit about the program, what it means specifically to Aliquippa.
Yeah, thanks for letting me on again, Alex. As you aptly covered at the beginning of the broadcast, this is a storied football program in western Pennsylvania. But even outside of football, the town of Aliquippa has names that are really well known all across the country, and it just has a really interesting history. I'm a history teacher, so I've been reading. I love history, and Aliquippa is really tied into American history in the 20th century. What product is Pittsburgh more known for than anything else early in the 20th century?
Steel.
Steel, right? Aliquippa had the Jones and Laughlin Mill, which was one of the biggest mills outside of U.S. Steel, and that was dominated the town of Aliquippa for most of the 20th century.
Go drops back to pass here, throws it deep down the sideline, incomplete. Almost offensive pass interference, but great defense.
And in the early 20th century, it was hard to get a union established. And steelworkers were very taken advantage of. Jones and Laughlin controlled the Aliquippa police force, and if somebody was starting a union, the police would go beat them up, and it was a real struggle. But the Supreme Court case that established workers' rights to create a union was actually based in Aliquippa. There was 3 or 4 workers who'd been at the plant for more than 10 years, great records. They did one little thing wrong. They were trying to create a union, and the plant fired them.
There's a rush by Hayes. He gets tackled for a loss on the play.
And they sued under an act that said you couldn't harass employees because they were trying to form a union. They won all the way in the Supreme Court, and that case helped people all across the country establish unions. During World War II, Aliquippa boomed because there was such a demand for steel. Unions got really strong, and Aliquippa was a great place to live, and it produced so many famous people.
Yeah.
In addition to the sporting stars that you mentioned, like Mike Ditka, the composer Henry Mancini, who composed the Pink Panther theme, was from Aliquippa.
Yeah.
As in basketball, Pres Maravich, Pete Maravich's father, is also from Aliquippa. Pete Maravich, great LSU and NBA player,
Pistol
was born
Pete.
in Aliquippa. Pistol Pete.
Thrown down the sideline. That's going to be not enough for a first down. He's out of bounds at about
Close,
the 31.
but
Yeah.
we'll see where they mark it.
Short,
yeah,
right?
he's marked it 1 yard short, it looks like. So it'll be 4th down and 1.
And in addition to those couple of famous people, there's also Joe Letteri Jr., who's won 4 Oscars for special effects. And he grew up in the same row house as Henry Mancini. So that's
Oh my
8
goodness.
Oscars in a single row house. And also Tony Ciccone, Madonna's father, was born in Aliquippa.
Wow.
And finally, Jesse Steinfeld, a U.S. Surgeon General.
Hayes to the outside, gets a nice gain, shakes off a couple tackles, first down out of bounds.
Steinfeld was militantly anti-smoking as a Surgeon General, and so he might be responsible for those Surgeon General's warnings that are on cigarette packages even to this day. So Aliquippa
That's
just
interesting.
has an amazing amount of famous people from this little tiny town. And I think some of that is like you don't want to go in the mill. You watch your parents go into the mill every day, getting dirty, sometimes getting burned in the mill. And so all of these people became very well known and famous trying to get out of the mill in Aliquippa.
There's another rush there by Aliquippa. Good for about maybe 2. That was Hayes again. Coach O'Shea's coming way out into the field. He's picked up something. I thought he was going to go play on the defensive line there.
Go line up.
But the team, like the Aliquippa team, the amount of tremendous prospects they've been able to produce and first-round picks, that has to be up there with other towards the top of the country, right?
Yeah, their school size is 1A as well. They're playing 4A and producing.
Yeah, they're an
superstar
extremely
for
small
superstar.
school. And since 1990, as Aliquippa gets a run of about 2 yards, since 1990, Aliquippa has and this could be low, but I know of at least 4 first-round picks. Some of them you mentioned at the top of the broadcast: Ty Law, Darrell Revis, Sean Gilbert, and Jonathan Baldwin. That is more first-round picks than I think any other single high school in the country has produced. And as you said, they're a single A school. They're a tiny school. There's a school in California that's also had 3, but that school is 10 sizes larger than Aliquippa. So this is not just for Western PA, but across the country, one of the best programs in high school.
Big rush here. Touchdown.
That was Cameron Lindsay. And he's getting recruited as a linebacker by Division I schools, but they might want to look at him as a running back or tight end now, because he rambles down the field and he can run guys over, and he's got speed too.
Absolutely.
7 Division I offers so far for Cameron Lindsay. Right on cue, we're talking about all the superstar talents of Division I players.
And so, yeah, those are the famous people that are coming out of Aliquippa now. Just as all across the country, the steel industry kind of left the United States in the 70s and 80s. That really hit the town of Aliquippa hard. Their population has probably halved in the 40 or 50 years since then. A lot of the jobs have disappeared, and football has really become the way to succeed out of Aliquippa, and the town is so behind this team. I mean, this is a long trip for the fans, and they brought buses, and there are a lot of Aliquippa fans to our right now. They've made as much noise, I think, maybe, and they've had more reason to make noise than the Trojan fans all night. And it is really just, it's such an interesting story about the Aliquippa football team. There's a great book that I got most of my information from called Playing Through the Whistle by a Sports Illustrated writer called S.L. Price. If anybody wants to learn more about not only Aliquippa, but the steel industry and the effect it's had on American towns in the 20th century. It has been a fascinating book to read, and it's really given me a greater appreciation for the team that we're seeing really dominate the Trojans tonight.
Absolutely.
Trojans still yet to have a first down.
Is there a stat right now just as blown you away over the course of this game, besides like the Trojans not even having a first down?
I mean, not only have they not had a first down, they're still in negative yardage. But the one that's really surprised me is that Aliquippa has passed the ball as often as they've run the ball, and historically they've always just run the ball. And I'm wondering if they're trying to work on their passing game tonight, and why they're passing so much more than they did against Armstrong. The Hayes has had a much slighter workload. He's inching towards 20 carries as we get deeper in the fourth quarter, but he had 37 carries in the first week. So Aliquippa really trying to diversify its offense tonight.
Quincy Good, he's been accurate when he's had to be too. As an onside kick attempt, or an onside kick attempt by Aliquippa is covered up on North Catholic around the 40-yard line, 43-yard line.
North Catholic will put it in play, 1st and 10 on the 42-yard line.
And 5:50 to go here in the fourth quarter. Sean, we thank you for that.
Yeah, that was
awesome.
That was an awesome history lesson.
Hey, you're teaching even when you're not in school.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for letting me teach even while I'm not in school. I hope the listeners didn't mind the history lesson.
You have history of baseball. You teach European history. You might need a history of Aliquippa class now.
Here we go. Sickett throws it. Incomplete.
Sickett's pass intended for number 5, Kennedy, falls incomplete, brings up 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 for the Trojans upcoming. Sickett scrambles, throws across his body, incomplete.
That's a late hit.
That's a big hit.
And that will give the Trojans their first down.
Yep.
Flag on the play.
Why make that hit at that point in the game? That's a big hit.
Personal foul, roughing the passer.
Yep. Roughing the passer.
Does that statistically count as the first down? Or? Yep.
And North Catholic gets that yardage off the personal foul. Now the Trojans have it. First down at the 43 of Aliquippa. Sickett drops back. He's surrounded and
The
sacked.
pocket just collapsed around him. That's been a familiar theme all night.
Hurry up offense here from North. Sickett drops back, has a little more time. Throws it deep, just out of the reach of Luke Baker.
It looked like Luke Baker maybe stumbled a little bit as he was running, or else that would have been a walk-in touchdown for him. Well, the Trojans defense, that's a big positive for tonight against a good Aliquippa defense. They held their own, especially the run defense. And that's good to see against a very, very talented running back.
Sickett scrambles, lets one go, incomplete.
Or Tiqua Hayes. Quentin Good is the quarterback.
Yep.
Mixed up the first names there.
5:06 to go in this one.
I don't know if you mentioned it, but Aliquippa did go for 2 and did not convert. That's what the score is, 26-0. I don't know. It was so long ago, I don't know if we even mentioned it.
Seamus Straub going out to punt again. It's great to see Seamus out on the field, but not as a punter. Throughout most of this game, as he has been good.
He's getting his work in. He's been good. Good punting.
Making him work, and now nice return up to the 33-yard line. Walker on the return. And let's take a look, Ryan, at the out-of-town scoreboard, if you will. Riverside beat Shenango tonight, 27-6. Uniontown over Carrick, 38-12. Shaler over Plum, 47-14. And McKeesport over Bell Vernon, 14-6.
And looking at the NA score, 7-5 at halftime. Talking about weird scores, there must have been a safety in that one. But last week in Iowa versus the San Diego State Jackrabbits, I believe, the final score was 7-3. But 2 safeties were scored by Iowa, so not one in a field goal for the offense. So not 1 point was a touchdown for Iowa. 7-3 was the final.
That's
score.
a nuts game. That one is taken for a gain of about 3.
And Iowa's historically had bad offense.
Ends, but bad offenses.